Hey everybody, this is the Sliders Review. I'm here today to talk about Black History Month. The month that is a celebration of my people, because I am a black man and everything. And it's about all our accomplishments, all the oppression that we have gone through over like centuries of living in like America and stuff like that. So I'm here today to talk to you about Aiyon, the last gold Power Ranger and the last black person to play a Power Ranger in Dino and Cosmic Fury. I say this is the last because, of course, the whole Saban created Power Rangers had came to an end. Either I think was it last year or early this year. I can't remember which one. And so it's going to get rebooted by Netflix. And so, yes, he is the last Gold Ranger and the last black person to play a Power Ranger. And yes, I know it's not Black History Month. That was like, what, 2 months ago or something? But I got caught up with a bunch of other videos. And so I ran out of time and I don't feel like waiting nearly an entire year to put this video up. So I'm doing it now. And so when it comes to Aiyon, I told myself a couple of years back when I came out with the review, when he came out as a Gold Ranger and stuff, that I couldn't find. Okay, so here's the thing, right? In Dino Fury, there was only 2 seasons. And in those 2 seasons, Aiyon only had 2 solo episodes. And normally what I like to do for these videos, I like to review, that person's best episode. Well, I already did that for my additional Ranger episode when he was the Gold Ranger. So I told myself, okay, I'll wait till season 2, if he had a good solo episode, I'll review that. He did not. His solo episode was combined with, I think, the Blue Ranger, and it was not a very good episode because Aiyon just acted like an idiot in the whole episode. So I'm like, okay, when I found about Cosmic Fury, I'm like, all right, there'll probably be a solo episode. I'll review that one. Well, the problem is there are no solo episodes in Cosmic Fury, being only 10 episodes. So I'm all like, crap, I'm gonna have to do an overall, bio review of his character and stuff. And so here I am. And it's kind of hard for me to think of something positive to say about Aiyon, only because, well, I'll get into that a little bit later. So Aiyon, he is played by Jordan Fight. And so Aiyon is a really interesting character. He was around 65 million years ago on a planet called Rathcon. He's a Rathconian, an alien, with these little antennae type thing, make them look kind of like bug-like, and they have psychic powers. Him and Aiyon are really good best friends, and Aiyon is his leader. One thing I liked about Aiyon in the early beginnings, I mean the early beginnings, is that, he was a man of his own convictions. When he saw the Sporax being created to help fight against intruders, he fought against that and everything, thinking that one day they might become corrupt and take over the planet or destroy it. Aiyon and the rest of the Knights did not believe that. Well, his theory or hypothesis or whatever came true when he tried to destroy the machine, but only was stopped by his best friends and the other Knights. And so the Sporax ended up destroying his planet. And I like the fact that, when he could figure out, that something might be wrong with these things and that they could be dangerous. And he, like I said before, he stuck to his guns and his convictions and stuff like that and protested against it. And it turned out to be true. So, I really like that aspect of him, and I wish it could have stayed for the rest of the series. Sadly, it did not. So when he comes to Earth and everything, him and Zato were the only 2 survivors because they used the help of the dinosaurs and they became Power Rangers and stuff. And the Ultra Zord got destroyed, and so did the rest of the Rangers. Only Zato and Aiyon were the survivors. They were put in stasis, but their pods got separated, and Aiyon went down in the ocean. 65 million years later, he was revived by the Green Morphin Master, who said that, with him, he would help destroy Lord Zed. This prophecy he took too literal. He assumed that him and him alone would destroy Lord Zed. That was not the case. It's kind of similar to the Omega Ranger from SPD. So when Aiyon, resurfaced and everything, he was formidable. Like, he was a really tough fighter, as he was back in the day. And so, like, he butted heads with Zato because he felt like this is all Zato's fault, which, yeah, it is. And he should be the leader of the Power Rangers. Zato resigned, and he took over as leader, and the other Rangers did not like that. I didn't like how he just inserted his foot in and be all like, I'm gonna be the leader. It made him seem very arrogant. But he saw the error of his ways because he saw that being a leader is a whole lot harder than he thought. Even though I don't like his arrogance and stuff at that point, he was still a whole lot better than what he ended up becoming in 2 seasons of Dino Fury. Sadly, however, he became the comedic relief ranger. And not just comedic relief, a literal doofus in the head. I could not stand this character. They made him as silly and dumb and stupid as possible so you can laugh at him but not with him. This is something that started to happen during it actually started a little bit early on, even in the Saban era of Power Rangers and Fox Kids, but even those comedic relief Rangers weren't that comedic, and they still could hold their own and everything, and they still had a high level of intelligence. This kind of started in the Disney era, mostly with the Green Rangers and stuff. The Green Rangers or the Yellow Male Rangers. The Yellow Male Rangers were they were either incompetent, doofuses, or something like that. And so were the Green Rangers. But every once in a while, they would have that level of intelligence that could help them muster through and everything. Aiyon, however, I don't know, man. It just seemed like they wanted people to laugh at him instead of with him. Like that one time he turned into a bird, and then when he turned back his normal self, he still acted like a bird and missed being a bird, and it was just kind of like, I don't get it. I just don't get it. So for 2 full seasons, he was just kind of like the immature, almost child. Yeah, they had him very childlike and everything, and just like a giant doofus and everything. And I did not like how they had him portrayed, because it was so insulting. Because 1, I don't like comedy in Power Rangers, period. 2, he's an additional ranger, and additional rangers are more heroic and strong-willed and not like the silly type. And another reason, he's black. Why the black dude had to be the goofy idiot and everything? Because he had a level of intelligence, he just didn't always act like he did. So that was 2 seasons of Dino Fury. But then come Cosmic Fury, they kind of changed this around. He still had his goofy nature and his childish charm, but it was a whole lot less. And he was a bit more mature this season because he had a lot to deal with. Lord Zed was taking over and everything. They had to go to other planets. They lost their powers. And then they lost Zato for the 2nd time. And then a 3rd time. Stuff like that. From him dying so many times. And him and the whole Zato going through what he went through, which I did not appreciate in Cosmic Fury, it actually helped Aiyon become more of a mature person. He was more strong-willed. He was more serious. He was more focused and everything. He just wanted his buddy back, and he wanted to destroy Lord Zed. And so, like, he was the one who literally helped find Zato. He was the one who figured out that Zato is dying for like the millionth time. When Zato started to die and go back into the morphing grid, he literally sacrificed his soul by grabbing on to Zato, and his soul got sucked into the morphing grid as well, where he met a possessed Zato, possessed by Zordon. And, as he went back to the land of the living, he helped, like, him and the other Rangers, like, stop Lord Zed and stop all evil and all this and that. And I'm so glad they matured his character in Cosmic Fury. I just wish to God they didn't make him the butt of the joke in Dino Fury and stuff. Because, like I said before, his first solo episode was really good. Then his second solo episode, not only did he have to share it, but he was just arrogant, goofy, and just him typical self. Now, one interesting thing about him, because he loves to eat, he created his own restaurant. And that's really cool, being an alien on an alien planet and, starting up his own business. Because people didn't really know he was passionate about cooking food. We knew he was passionate about eating it, but not cooking it. Happy Black History Month, everybody. I'll talk to you later. Bye.